Ah, hello, my Nord friend. In the market for some hunting supplies?
Are there any messages for me?
Ah, yes. Here, take a look at this.
Anonymous note. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. It's okay, I just wanted to read this first. Look around. That's not suspicious. That's not worrying at all.
You very much for your business.
Yeah, I didn't buy anything. Oh, we got a magician over here. You know, Asteria just used invisibility. I'm not impressed. If anything, I'm used to it. But you are making the pie dance, so maybe you're a little magical.
Excuse me, Sarah, but would you like to have your fortune told?
I don't believe in soothsayers. Certainly, I enjoy fortune tellers. Only if the future you see involves people feeding me grapes. Peddle your fortunes elsewhere, thief. Perhaps another time. I don't believe in soothsayers.
Of course, but perhaps even a skeptic is willing to take pity on a poor man's ramblings with a gold coin and a moment of their time.
Alright. Here's 1 gold piece.
Excellent. You will not be disappointed, for this is a new beginning, and what is a beginning but a promise of more to come?
Then keep your promise, soothsayer. Tell me what happens next.
Let us not be impatient, for this story can begin any number of ways. A childhood whim, a divine plan, or maybe one man's innocent mistake. Oftentimes it isn't important how it begins, or even why. Just that it does. For you, this gold piece is that marker, the starting point. Where it goes from here, well, that is for you to decide.
Interesting. However, if it were up to me, then it matters not what you say. Just tell me my future, leave out the part where I regret this conversation. Very well, if the gods deem I walk this path, then I will do so.
Many look to Aetherius for answers, but that too is one's choice. Others will make their own choices. Some of them head for a campfire to the west, where hunters gather to rest. An important meeting is about to take place there. You will do well not to miss it. Oh, and one other thing. This gold piece, this marker you have given me, I do not plan to spend it until you are finished. And if by chance, at the conclusion of your journey, you feel the price was unwarranted, then I will return it to you. The end will be yours to keep.
Oh, who just came in? Oh, okay, God, you scared me. I was like, who's coming in to the Drunken Huntsman at the end of that conversation? You can't just spook people like that, Ulfrid. I just want to start by saying that I'm very, very excited because Interesting NPCs has 2 kind of like full quest lines.
This was a
And this is the first of them. And a lot of this playthrough has been very reminiscent because I did play Interesting NPCs before on another character back during the original Skyrim modded playthrough. But that was years ago, so there are bits that I remember. There's bits and pieces that I remember, some quests, some twists and turns that I remember, but by and large, I've also been doing a lot of quests that I didn't do the first time around, so it's still been this really fun new experience, and getting to experience both the new content, or what's new for me, as well as replaying some stuff that I've done before, and some people have even told me that I've made different choices this time around, has been an absolute blast. And I kind of very vaguely remember that conversation. I very vaguely remember speaking with Halcyon and taking my fortune, or having my fortune given. So I'm just sitting here, smiling, giddy, ready to get into the real meat of the mod. As if we haven't already gotten plenty out of it as it is. Just ignore the dragon, just go about our business. Nothing to see here. Boom! Look at that! Look at that. I love that finisher. It's not common, but when you get it, I love it. So one minor nitpick that I have is that he said west, but this is very southwest. We started in Whiterun, all the way up here, and we are headed to Hunter's Rest down here. That is very southwest.
Yes.
I am also hoping that this does not cause any issues with the Felberg mod, with the Build Your Noble Home mod, because it is right on top of it. But I think Hunter's Rest was also used in Death Consumes All, and while it was very close, I don't think it caused an issue then either. So, fingers crossed right now that I haven't absolutely screwed myself over. But we will see. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think everything should be fine. Because I don't even think this deletes or changes too many nav meshes. Oh, I see people. Are those Solitude guards? They are. What are Solitude guards doing down here?
Don't you see it doesn't matter? Stormcloak or Imperial, it's the King's mood that will decide who rules Skyrim.
So what? The moot is just empty theater. Did anyone think Toreg wouldn't be High King when Islod died? The outcome will be a formality.
Only because we haven't had a true challenger. But the first descendant of Ysgramor since Borges. That changes everything.
These pretenders can sit on the throne. They can even wear the jagged crown, but it belongs to her.
Do you think this child will be like Martin Septim and transform into a dragon? How do we even know she has what it takes?
We don't. Blood does not guarantee wisdom. But it can unite the people under a single banner, and right now, that is what Skyrim needs.
And can you prove this girl is who you say?
Wait, who's in there?
The attempts on her life is proof enough.
I see someone walking around in
Proof
there.
of something, yes. Whether it is the purity of her blood, or the skill of your tongue, that remains to be seen. Forge the axe with her blood. Slay the beast who cannot be slain. Then we'll talk.
You! Are you really the one? Are you Dragonborn?
Dragonborn? Oh, no, not me. That hunter over there. Yeah, you see her right there? Dragonborn. I'm sorry, you must have me mistaken for someone else. I am.
I knew it. They speak of your prowess from the forests of Riften to the hills of Markarth. But, one can never be sure if they are idle boasts. You fit the description.
Where's she going?
Both of the people and the song.
Oh, God.
Still,
What's
you being
going
here,
on?
Sure as bones, it can only be the work of the gods.
Are we under attack? Okay, yep, nope, just stand right on top of him. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Is it true about this heir? The Divines work indeed. A soothsayer pointed me this way. Someone leaked the information of your meeting. You're lucky only I found out. The Divines work indeed.
Yes. As hard as it may be to believe sometimes, we must all take things on faith. I only wish Karis would do the same. I don't know how much you overheard, but We are on a quest to restore the blood of Ysgramor to the throne. But it takes more than a rightful claim. We need an army loyal to our cause. And to convince them, we must first find proof that it is a just one.
What is this proof you speak of? The soldier spoke of blood and beasts? Who was the other person you were speaking with?
Kris, a former Imperial soldier, but the leader of a growing faction who are loyal to neither the Stormcloaks nor the Empire.
Oh god, now that I see your
Like many in this war, they despise
face from the
political
front.
maneuvering and
ugh.
thirst for power that plague both sides. What they want is to serve a cause that is noble.
From back here, it almost looked like her face was like weirdly untextured. No, don't turn back this way. I don't want to see it. Where did you find this queen?
Believe it or not, working at a brothel, but not as a courtesan, although it would have been expected of her when she came of age. Fortunately, the Divines willed that we find her first.
Not that it wasn't without its difficulties.
We had to retrace the steps of a long-dead king, and rely on oral history as opposed to recorded archives. Which is why many, like Kris, doubt the validity of her claim. Yet legend speaks of a way to prove her blood.
What is this proof you speak of? The soldier spoke of blood and beasts.
A ritual to prove one's blood. Legend has it that the old Atmorans would prove one's lineage by reforging the blades of their ancestors. As the blade was quenched in one's own blood, they say only a true heir could restore the weapon to its original edge.
The original 23andMe.
However, in the case of royalty, the legend goes a step further. They speak of a great dragon with fangs as hard as Stalrim. And only one with Ysgramor's valor can slay it.
Then your cause is just. I will assist you and your men. And if it turns out she's not the heir, then she's dead. So, you know, whatever. Ancient relics, immortal beasts. Just another day out in the tundra for me. And now you undoubtedly seek my aid. Wonderful. To be fair, this is just a normal day for me.
Of course. Of course. Dragonborn. While wrestling with the gravity of what's to come, I forgot this is all standard protocol for a hero like you.
I like how flustered he got.
Solitude will guide you. You can seek the healer's help as well, but his role is for the ritual, as to quench a blade requires an ocean of blood.
Okay, I thought that was him.
Yes, my Thane?
Inform the Dragonborn of what we know regarding the axe.
Okay, I thought it was
As
him.
you command, my Thane. Greetings, Dragonborn. I'm Solitude, housecarl to Thane Larsden. Sorry for the short introduction, but we don't have time for pleasantries.
Okay, you look a little bit better now. A little bit closer up and your face isn't as scary. I apologize for screaming before. No need to apologize. What do you know of the Axe's whereabouts?
Plenty, as it were. We're in the midst of obtaining a clue that points to its exact location. It's a historical journal detailing information on the burial of Nordkin, primarily those who were born under less than ideal circumstances.
In other words, it's a mausoleum for royal bastards. Quite fitting, considering our queen is the same. With all due respect.
Don't apologize to me, my Thane. But as I was saying, it makes sense that the axe would be buried with the people for whom it was designed. The bastards, as my Thane so eloquently put it. As for the journal, it was said to be at the College of Winterhold in their special archives.
Then I take it you want me to steal the journal. So you want me to talk to the librarian about borrowing it?
No. As a matter of fact, we already hired a thief to steal it. Problem is, she double-crossed us and fenced the journal.
Oh.
So our first task is to interrogate the thief. She's currently being held in Castle Dower Dungeon.
For theft?
For murder.
Oh.
Framed most likely by whoever bought her out, and now she's about to be silenced. Which means we need to hurry and meet with her before the executioner does.
Well, one second. Valgus, buddy!
Ah, Dragonborn. Seems the steed has brought us both here, as instruments in a greater plan. May the Lord, through victory or defeat, plant the seeds of peace.
What are your thoughts on Larsen and Solitude?
The Thane was born under the sign of the lover, no doubt. Graceful, but passionate about his cause. The housecarl I know little about, other than she refuses to allow me to heal her.
And I think she pushed me. How did you come to join them?
During my time wandering the military camps, I heard many grumblings from the disenchanted. They spoke of a faction of peace, united under the banner of the true heir of Esquimor. Still, I never sought out the Thane. However, as the Temple of Kinnereth is in Whiterun, it was only a matter of time before our paths crossed. For you see, the ritual to prove the Queen's legitimacy requires a healer. And thus, the stars guided him to the temple. And to me.
And now it's guiding him right in front of you. Have you met this heir? Do you have any idea who she is?
From what I gather, she's a child. And for that reason, she's quite vulnerable. It's also why the Thane keeps her location and identity a secret, and why her presence is not required here.
Do you believe this queen is fit to rule?
Like Elisif, I suspect her readiness will depend on her advisors. But my presence is not in support of her cause. Whether this ritual proves her bloodline is irrelevant. My only concern is that she survives it.
Do you think her claim will be recognized?
I'm afraid I do not know. As Kris said, the king's mood is but a formality. Yet the name Esquimor is revered by every Nord in Skyrim. And not even someone like Ulfric could deny them consideration.
He's dead, so, you know.
Farewell.
I don't think we need to worry about him too much. So you're following me? Okay, yeah, because it did say managed NPCs 30? Wait, but the max is 32, so who's considered a follower then? I don't have any followers. Oh well. Now, one thing I commented on earlier in previous parts of Interesting NPCs is I love how the mod brings all these different characters together. And we've seen that in other quests before. The Sleeping Giant is still one of my favorite quests
Citizen.
that we've played throughout all of Interesting NPCs.
True.
And one of the reasons is because we do have that interaction between different characters.
Wait, hold on, Dragonborn.
Oh god,
I think it's best you go in there alone. She doesn't know you, and it'll come as less of a threat.
Okay. That's fine, milady. I'll interrogate the thief. Why? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just a hired muscle. Is this the Thane's idea? Or just yours?
Does it matter? We both have the same goal, and this is the best way to achieve it. All we need to find out is who she sold the journal to. I'll meet you back here when you're finished.
Okay. Alright. Just a little suspicious is all. But yeah, going back to what I said earlier, Sleeping Giant was one of my favorites. The way that it brought all those characters together. The same goes for
Help me.
Pit Dogs.
I've done nothing wrong. You can't do this. They're going to execute
Okay,
me.
I'm coming, ma'am. Just calm down.
Innocent. You have to help me.
I'm monologuing here. Give me a second. Pit Dogs is up there. While it didn't exactly go as planned, and there have been some quests with some minor scripting issues, I really loved As You Like It, A Debt of Blood, that entire kind of like mini quest arc in regards to Reigns, in regards to Jarlith, and all of them. And this kind of like takes all of that and it amps it up to 11, so that's why I'm excited for these quest lines now. And the amount of required quests you have to do, or kind of requirements you have to meet leading up to all this, is kind of ridiculous, and we can even get into that a little bit later.
Well, that was easy. cry for help, and the White Knights come running to the rescue. Of course, I could have been out of here days ago, but I figured I'd wait for some hero to help me distract the guards. That's where you come in.
That was an impressive display of acting. You got me. You know, there are people who want you dead. I could be here to kill you.
Oh, works for me, Sunshine. Got a better chance going through you than Ottar's axe. So draw your weapon or shut up. I'm getting out of here. If you aren't going to help, then stay and keep Yartor company.
Wait, I need to ask you about the journal you stole.
Well, in that case, maybe I ought to sit my rear end back in this cage. You aren't with the Brotherhood, are you? I don't suppose they ask questions. So I guess what it comes down to is this. You need me, and I sort of need you, but not really. Want my help? It's gonna cost you. Don't want my help? It's gonna cost you more. Because I'm getting out of here one way or another, and I suggest you make it easier on the both of us.
Fine, I'll go interrupt the guard like you asked. How about I give you a lockpick?
It's as good as giving me the key. But I can't just walk out of here dressed like this. We have to get my stuff, too. There's the passageway 2 cells down. I can tell by the way the air comes through the wall. Probably got a shadow mark on it, too. You go head off the guard and just keep flapping your gums. Then follow me down the passageway.
Hey! Buddy.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh?
Yeah.
Never could get the hang of that.
Uh-huh.
What do you need, boy?
No,
I don't
we're still
provide
talking.
fancy
We're still
clothes,
talking.
But you look like you might.
Yeah.
Your radiant raiments has a large selection.
No, we're still talking.
Now I remember. You're the new member of the Companions. So you what? Fetch the mead?
Hey, still talking.
Cousins out fighting dragons, and what do I get? Guard duty.
I wish I could actually
Staying
talk
out
to
of
him.
trouble, kinsman.
Out of trouble.
What do you need?
Shh, quiet!
Lightly armored means light on your feet. Smart. Been up to the Blue Palace? It is a sight to see.
Okay, I think we're good.
Even if it is filled with fops.
I don't know if he actually notices at all. Also, he was like, oh, go get my stuff. I was like, or she was like, get my stuff, I need my stuff. Do we just... Alright. Well, we're just gonna follow her. We're gonna see what she has to say about all this.
Alright, got my gear, and my picks.
Oh!
But let's not start polishing each other's daggers just yet.
Okay,
Still
never
gotta
mind.
find our way topside.
Are you blind? Wait, is she blind? I think she is. Huh. Would you look at that? Well, I bet the house girl feels a little silly now. She wasn't gonna recognize her. She could have just kept her mouth shut and she would have been fine.
Yes! Freedom! Smell that fresh air? Finally, I've got enough space to stretch my arms right into someone's pocket.
Keep your hands to yourself,
Not
sneak
yours,
thief.
though. You've proven more than resourceful, and if we work together, you might prove invaluable as well. The name's Morndus, like the day. Give me enough time and I'll steal the other 6.
My name's George Zarcady, and I need some answers.
About the journal? Yeah, I stole it. So what? Someone pays me to steal something, I steal it for them.
Strange, I was told you double-crossed your contact.
No way. That's bad for business, and a good way to get yourself killed. It's hard enough escaping the guard. Look, I'm pretty awful with voices, for a blind girl anyway, so I have a system. I told them to have a man waiting for me at the docks. He'd have a satchel with 3 stones inside, and a coin purse with my payment. Then I lift the purse and put the journal in the satchel. So I did my job, but I'll tell you what, why don't you take me to your boss? Let's sort this out, one way or the other.
Oh, someone new. Someone intercepted
What is
it.
Oath Brother?
Oath Brother? Oh, because Thieves Guild, right. I was about to say, Oath Brother. Wait, where is this trying to take me? Oh, I think that's trying to take me back. I think that's trying to take me back to the prison. If I go into a cell and come back out, will that fix it? Usually it does. It did. Okay. Wanted to check, wanted to make sure.
So it seems I wasn't hearing things after all. It was a jailbreak.
No.
Although you probably didn't give our
Can I
friend
help
much
you?
choice. You may not remember me, but you'll remember Thane Larsden. Come.
La 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 la. Oh, hello.
I think our
Sorry,
flutist here has
stretching
gotten
out the
better
vocal
since the
cords.
burning of King Olaf.
We're trying to find the
I'm so
next king of
glad we got to
Skyrim.
help.
Queen of Skyrim.
I thought for sure
True,
Elisif would
I may
never
look the
consent.
part of dashing
And
swordsman,
instead,
but
I just got
prefer
people
the art of
singing
wit
and
to that.
yelling and talking.
We're all anxious to hear how the manhunt is going.
Oh no, Nithriel's here. Well, now the heir is going to die because Nithriel's going to overhear us and blab. Oh, God.
Well, dear, I hate to break it to you, because you hail from such marvelous stock, but judging
Good.
by your
Everyone's
current
here.
state,
And you even brought the
I think
thief.
it was.
Excellent.
The thief wants to know what in Oblivion this is all about. The job was taken care of weeks ago.
Is that so? Because we wouldn't be having this conversation if you did.
Whatever. I'm only responsible for two things. Stealing your item and making sure your man pays me. All the other stuff is your job.
No.
You flippant little wretch.
Ooh.
Do you even realize what you've done?
Oh, well, I do
You've
suggest you have
jeopardized the very future of this province!
Really?
Easy, love. Anger will do us no good at this point.
Oh, you guys are...
You know
Fine.
I can't
Oh, you guys
But I
are...
was waiting at the docks for you.
never betray your
I still have both the coin purse and the satchel, and I never saw you once. However, let's say, for a moment, that you're telling the truth. This man you speak of, I suppose you wouldn't know what he looked like?
Bro.
He kept his coin purse on his right hip. By the way it sagged, it probably was about a week away from splitting. He was about your height, but he had short strides and a bad knee. Maybe from fighting, but probably from age. But yeah, I haven't the slightest clue what he looked like.
Then what good are you?
She's blind!
My Thane, this wasn't a total loss. We know someone is shadowing us, or perhaps even has someone on the inside. It's too bad you're blind, thief. All we really needed was someone to read the journal. That's where the value lies.
You hired her, you know.
Yeah, well, I can't be blamed for that. Although your lover might find a way.
Damn, these wretched thieves. If only we could operate out in the open. In any case, I need another favor. A small one, this time. I hired 2 adventurers to help us with extracting the axe. Friends of yours, I believe. They both came highly recommended.
Who's it gonna be?
I sent them off on an errand to the local blacksmith. It would save me time if the 4 of you could check on one final lead.
Who's it gonna be? Friends of mine. You're mistaken if you think I have any friends. Have Valgus do it. I'm the Dragonborn, not your squire. Very well, you seem to be in a rush, and I don't mind visiting old friends.
I thank you, Dragonborn. Valgus and I will see if we can find out who that person is who stole our journal. We won't give up just yet. But I digress. It's a bit far-fetched, but I met a Stormcloak in Rorikstead who hinted we might find what we're looking for at Orphan Rock.
What will you do?
I'm afraid I have no choice but to take the thief at her word. The description is vague, but it may match someone in our group. Remember, not a word of this should be spoken to anyone. Take Falatil with you. Should you succeed, she'll know where to find me.
Slow. Another poor farmer sought
So-
my company the other day. Why can't people stick to their own?
Dating your boss, huh?
He once served under Balgroof the Greater.
Oh,
Like
God.
the Jarl, he didn't
pushed.
want to take sides. Unlike the Jarl, he was compelled to take action. He can be overzealous at times, but I like to believe that as long as I'm by his side, no harm can come to him.
You're in love with him.
Yes. When 2 people travel together, it's almost inevitable. It hasn't weakened his resolve, though. Quite the contrary.
No.
How did you two meet?
I was hunting a saber cat. The cat, as it turns out, was hunting the Thane. Fortunately, I was faster.
Really?
Tell me more about the axe.
What are they saying?
I believe my Thane left out one detail. This axe is not just handed down from the ancestors of Borgas. It is forged from his very bones, and its blade can only be quenched by the blood of his kin.
How did Borgas die?
He was consumed by the wild hunt, but legend has it that many loyal Nords ventured to Cyrodiil and retrieved what was left of his remains. A king's bone was forged into a weapon, so his descendants could one day avenge him. For the second part of the legend says this: when the hunt was finished, only one remained, a beast, and only a king's blade can slay it.
Alright. So yeah, off the top of my head, the requirements for this questline for Blood of Kings are meeting Rumarin, doing Zora's quest The Child Fair, doing Gore's quest Pit Dogs, which also involves Zora.
Thane Larsen is going to recruit more men. You know these Nord ruins. If we do find our way inside, there will likely be something waiting for us.
We're not in a Nord ruin yet, we're in a city. And I think there's a couple other requirements, but I've been keeping track of it just through the Interesting NPCs website. All this is something that works really, really well alongside a full playthrough if you're playing this alongside the main game. But if you are just playing through just Interesting NPCs the way that I am, it does really, really help to kind of like check off different things and make sure that you're doing everything that you need to in order to access the quests that you want to.
Skjarn, think about it for a second.
Speak of the devil, by the way.
Right? What's more precious to a bard than his hands?
His throat.
Well, in my case, it would be my face, which is precisely why I don't like helmets. But I see what you're getting at. No hands, no music.
Exactly. And a bound sword is so much more comfortable in your palm. It's like holding a cloud, if clouds were sharp and made to cut people.
Yeah, except you have to be a mage to wield one. What do you think of this mace? Seems fairly balanced.
How should I know? They all look the same to me. And by that I mean extremely heavy. Hey, I was wondering when you would show up. I bet you didn't expect to see me here, given how much I loathe politics.
You get involved in everything, though.
But I assure you, I am acting strictly in my own interests. So what if Thane Larsen wants to overthrow everything? I mean, it's not like the Thalmor gave me a better offer.
You two know each other. Small world. But seeing as I'm at the center of it, it's natural for all of you to gravitate toward me.
Also, you need to meet Skjarn. That's the other
Anyways,
requirement.
We're finished here. Doesn't look like there's anything that's better than what we already have. So, do we know where we're headed next? Supposedly there's some barrow somewhere full of things that only I can kill.
I'm not sure about that. I actually don't know why we recruited you of all people. Thane Larsen believes we might find it at Orphan Rock. If only you can kill them, what do we need the rest of us for?
Good question. Usually it's because there's a lot of other things that need killing too. Things that are beneath me. Anyways, I guess it doesn't matter where we're going, since you're leading the way. Just be sure to take plenty of breaks.
It shouldn't take us more than a couple days to reach Riverwood, even on foot. We should spend the night there and head for Orphan Rock in the morning.
Right, because the last thing we want to do is walk into a haunted Nord ruin at night. Seems to me that's the best way to avoid ghosts. Well, the imaginary ones anyway. The real ones don't really care what time it is.
This would be so much easier if Helgen wasn't burned to the ground.
It's okay, there's a mod for that.
You know, I didn't really mind the dragons all that much until they started inconveniencing me.
You know, destroying the world, all that. That didn't have you concerned at all? I guess not.
My back is killing me. I could do with a hot bath, a massage, and maybe a chef to bake me a sweet roll.
Well, I fancy myself a fairly decent chef. Maybe Falatil can help you with the rest.
Ugh.
We aren't stopping until we get to Riverwood, especially not for that.
Come on, guys, you heard the lady? On to Riverwood.